Now, how much of today's uranium thesis is tied to geopolitics and energy security concerns, especially given the concentration of enrichment capacity in just a few countries?
Yeah, I think it's a huge consideration. We've never seen this much government focus on creating more resilient supply chains is the jargon they're using, which is basically means becoming less dependent on other countries, because we have seen instances where commodities are being weaponized. And what does that mean? Basically, a country can say, I'm a supplier, I've been a supplier of this key mineral to you for many, many years, but we're not friends anymore, so we're going to restrict the export of a mineral, or charge you more for it, or create taxes and disincentives. So it's more difficult for you to have security of supply. That's clearly happening with things like rare earths, uranium, and this is why we're going through these, what they call Section 232 reviews in the United States, where they're basically assessing the strategic value or the strategic risks of being dependent on other countries. And uranium is one that has been identified, given the US largely imports most of its uranium from other countries. And this is what I think is going to give uranium a big boost over the coming years, that governments are making this a strategic priority. We're even seeing investments in publicly traded mining companies, which is very novel for the government to take equity positions in these companies in exchange for future production. So they have security of supply. And there's some talk about the possibility of a strategic uranium reserve, like we have with the strategic petroleum reserve in oil. So lots of really interesting things happening. And I think investors are getting very excited responding to these market signals.